Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today is, I believe, day 11 of the Countdown to Christmas card series for 2024 with Michele from Scrap Secrets. And the theme for today is Acetate Smushing. So I am going to take 3 green inks, they're Distress Oxides, and this it's a storage pocket. I am showing you this panel, which unfortunately, and the snowflake, which I didn't end up using in this video. But I had some leftover from my previous project where I splattered the liquid stardust, so I had painted it onto an additional white panel, thinking I was going to use it to cut out the snowflakes for this card, but that didn't end up working out in my favor, so I do come up with a different way to decorate this card. But I have a piece of watercolor paper that I have just randomly torn into a shape that will fit on an A2 size card base, and I am putting my ink down onto this stamp pocket and spraying it with water. I put down the forest moss, and this is rustic wilderness that I'm putting down next. And you just use, you have kind of control when you use it this way to put the ink where you want it. It does get a little messy, and I love this technique. I think it's fun. And then I will dry in between. I don't always show that, but I wipe off the stamp pocket and add my next color and dry the panel because they will layer on top of each other. And this color is Bundled Sage, so I am going to get that on here. And then off screen, I do go through each of the colors again until I get a look that I like. You can keep layering these and getting splotchy and really fun looks with this, but I did a second layer for each one, and that ended up giving me the look that I wanted. And again, I dried that with my heat tool in between each time. So this series is 25 projects for Christmas. I am collaborating with Michele from Scrap Secrets. This is her card series that she does every year, and for the last couple of years I've joined her to do the entire series. I am working my way to 1,000 subscribers, so if I reach that milestone while this series is active, I will give away another prize. So I will link Michele's channel down below, so I hope that you'll check it out and subscribe to her channel and see what she's created with the acetate smushing technique. So I am now taking some white paint and splattering that all over this panel, and then I'll clean up my work surface and let this set aside to dry. And then I tried to cut out that snowflake with that panel. I tried a reindeer stamp. I was just not having luck with my die cutting, so I did end up with this little gnome. I believe it's from a card kit from Simon Says Stamp from a while ago, but I am cutting it out from this red pattern paper which has little white snowflakes on it, and then I will cut it out again of white cardstock so that I can have the nose and the beard. My hat and the outfit is from the pattern paper, but then I have a white version so I can piece in the other ones, and then I will do the base layer, which is a separate die, in white cardstock. And with the clothes underneath the shirt, there are some areas that I will poke out in just a second. So whatever you use for your base color of your gnome is going to poke through on your outfit. So just keep that in mind. So I'm just cutting out this base, and I am using my Honeybee Bitty Buzz cutter to do this, and it's my very worn cutting plates. I do have a new set, but I want to make sure this set is good and used up before I cut into a new set. So now I'm just going to color with a peachy color alcohol marker the nose so that it looks like a little gnome nose. And then I will take my liquid glue and adhere all my pieces to the base layer after I poke out all these little holes in the shirt first. I'm just using my pokey tool to help me get those out of the way. But then I'll use my liquid glue to do that. So what have you guys been working on for projects? Is there anything particular that you're working on? Have you started your Christmas cards yet? Or are you more of a procrastinator like I am? If it wasn't for this series, I wouldn't have any done. So do you wait till the last minute? Do you like to do different cards, or do you do multiple of the same card? What is your preference to do? Or do you do like a few designs so that people get different cards? Or does everyone get a unique card? Or do you not send cards out at all? What is your normal process for holiday cards? So now I'm just going to attach my nose, then the beard, and then the shirt. And then that will be our little gnome all put together. I do really like this die. And then I dug in my stash because I knew I had a holiday gnome stamp set, which is from Simon Says Stamp. Again, it was probably a card kit. That tends to be the only time I order from Simon Says Stamp is usually the card kit. I do have their Christmas card kit that should be coming fairly soon, so stay tuned for that. I will do a unboxing of that and usually make a project when the card kit arrives. So I will film that once I get it. I haven't gotten a notification that it's shipped yet, so hopefully it'll be soon. I always do enjoy those. I don't remember everything that's in it, but I do feel like it's going to be a good kit. So. But once I got that gnome stamp set, and I am going to get my sentiment from that. And I think the one that I went with was Gnome for the Holidays, which I thought was a cute little punny sentiment. So I am going to adhere my ink smushed panel using my Barely Arts liquid glue and get that adhered down. And this is just cheap watercolor paper. I have it, I think I got it at Walmart, and it's just a big pack. Nothing fancy that I have going on here. And then I'll get my gnome adhered down. I did everything with liquid glue. You could do an action wobbler for your gnome to give it a little movement, or you could pop it up using some foam tape. That would be another option, or some foam squares. But I decided to keep this one flat, and I absolutely love how this card turned out. But I am going to stamp out my sentiment, and I did use just an acrylic block for this, so I'm just going to place it on my paper and pick it up with that. And then I hunted for a bit to find this black ink, but I cut that part out so you didn't have to watch all that. And then I will stamp it down in the corner of this panel, and then off screen I fussy cut that out, and I will adhere that underneath just using some liquid glue. So that is going to complete my project for today. I hope that you'll check out Michele's channel, which I have linked down below, to see what she's made with the ink smushing. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them for me or just say hello. And as always, I hope that you all have a great day.